another cigar box guitar. This is called a King Bee Arturo Fuente single coil pickup in the middle, painted black like the Rolling Stones. Obviously, this is a 3-stringer single coil pickup embedded in the box to preserve the artwork on the front. These are rather large cigar boxes compared to most. Most are from here to maybe here and maybe here, give or take. So this is a good 30-40% bigger. It's also skinny. I put weights in the back of these so that they, when you are on stage with a strap, they balance about like that instead of like that or like that, which makes it way easier to play. That's what she looks like on the back, signed and numbered. Now these are the same frets you'd find on a Fender, Gibson, Gretsch, etc. Red oak neck, does not bow. Fret markers, obviously. This is a Strat scale 25.5 inch 3-string. Now I use the old-fashioned bolt for a bridge, bolt for a nut. That right there is the bridge. Those 2 screws right in front of it hold it perfectly in place, which means it's perfectly intonated. Sometimes they're straight, sometimes they're angled. Just depends on how they turn out. 1 volume control and right, oops, where are we? Here we go, strap holder and 1 1/4-inch jack. I'm using a Fender, by the way, a Fender Mustang amp, Mustang 1 from a few years ago. Lots and lots and lots and lots of people use these, so I figured that'd be a good demo amp. It has presets for Fenders, for Gibsons, for overdriven, for clean, for country, for metal, for every kind of sound you could ever imagine. So this is a great amp to use. It's a smaller size amp, and that's what she looks like. They have another version of it called the Mustang 2, and I think they're about 100, 120, something like that, which is super cheap. They this amp has amazing emulation of the original Fender tube amps, just amazing. Probably, in my experience, the best I've ever heard, and they're super cheap. You can also use the USB out on it and save all your presets. You can tweak your presets, tweak your delay, tweak your reverb, tweak your distortion, save it all, put it to your computer, Mac, PC, whatever, and you can pull those off your computer later to record your album directly from your amp, directly into your Mac or your PC, blah de blah. Very cool. Anyway, so I decided that would be a good amp to use, simply because so many people have them as beginner amps, as intermediate amps. I use it for band practice and for practice at home and for teaching. So I teach guitar, so I use that amp for electric stuff. So this amp, I mean, it'll give you every sound you could ever imagine, and you can tweak every sound you can ever imagine in every imaginable way. So the sky's the limit. Thousands and thousands and thousands of preset configurations that you can tweak. Really cool. So this right here is just a regular old generic, you know, a little bit of distortion, kind of a Fender 50s Fender tube amp sound. And I can tweak the amount of distortion, treble, bass, reverb, etc. So let's do that, shall we? So I'm going to switch this over to a slightly cleaner sound. And some of these, here we go. So this is more of a clean. Obviously a kind of a cleaner tone. Increase it just a bit. There we go. That is super crazy loud in here right now. It's a little bit distorted, not too bad, not too much. Woo, that's loud. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you can do with these guitars. There are other emulation style tube amp or tube emulation style amps that are actually solid state. I mean, there's a slew of them. There's 40, 50 of them out there on the market now. This is a very affordable one, and it gives you an idea of what it sounds like clean. Right there. So that's no distortion, but then I can also crank up the gain, and I can crank up the volume. Now that's just one preset on this amp. So if I really want to go to a more grungy preset, here we go. So you get the idea. That's all the way up on everything. For that setting, now there's other settings I can get even more on here. So the idea is to let you know that you can play this this guitar through any amp with any kind of a sound. Distortion, clean, intermediate, country sound, jazz sound. I mean, there's just a trillion options. They're not just for distorted slide. Now, 99.9% of my customers say, I want that really heavy, grungy slide. You can do that on pretty much any guitar, and you can do it on a cigar box guitar as well. I'm just giving you an indication of what this guitar sounds like clean and slightly distorted and so forth. So let me go to kind of a jazz setting here with some reverb. Clean sound here. Gives you an idea of what a clean sounding amp puts out with this particular guitar. The idea here, folks, is that you can get all sorts of different tones out of the cigar box guitars, just like you can out of any guitar. You can buy a $100 Strat, get all the same tones that you can out of this, and get all the same tones out of this that you can out of a $100 Strat. Blah de blah. Fender $600, $800, $1,500. You get the idea. Fender, Gibson. Mid-range, upper range. You can get all the same tones out of these that you can out of those. A lot of people ask me about humbucker versus single coil. Single coil do have a slight hum. They're not quite as hot as a humbucker. So some people prefer the single coil. It's just up to you. It's just up to you. There is no, there's no humbucker or pickup god up there that says humbuckers are better, single coils are better. It doesn't matter, whatever you like. Single coils do have a slight hum. If you're afraid of hum or not familiar with how that works and you're a beginner, go with humbucker. Just go with the humbucker, no hum. The humbucker is a little hotter because it's a dual pickup, bloody, 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 yakety, schmackety, schmackety. But bottom line is, humbucker is quiet, no hum. Single coil sounds pretty much the same. Not quite as hot, but you can tweak it to make it as hot as a humbucker with your amp and with your pedals and blah de blah. So neither one is better. They're just different. One's quiet. If you're afraid of hum, buy a humbucker. If hum scares you away, buy a humbucker. If it doesn't matter, buy a single coil. You can get the same tone out of both pickups with a little bit of tweaking, just like you can get pretty much the same tone out of any guitar, electric guitar, and any amp with a little tweaking. So I hope that helps differentiate. Arturo Fuente. Bluesboyjag. Once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for your kind support, and toodles.